The GM of eBay Sneakers. Thank you so much for sitting with us, man. We really
appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to be here. It's an honor, brother.
Absolutely. So listen, I want to dive into just the growth of eBay over these last, really specifically in like the last 3 years, in that pandemic period. I feel like there's been a sneaker boom, generally speaking, and the secondary market space has really played a big part in that, and I think eBay is a big player in that, obviously.
Absolutely.
So I want to know, like, as being the head of the sneaker line for eBay, what has that been like, sort of overseeing that tremendous growth in the sneaker industry?
Man, it's been amazing. I think with the pandemic, I think we had a lot of people who were seeing, and also the amount of creativity and newness in the sneaker space. We saw a lot of people who were first-time sneaker buyers and people who were really just getting into like sneaker culture and starting to research it and everything. And I think for us, what we've been trying to do as eBay is just like continue to focus on the areas that we have always felt we're strong in. And that's like trust and making sure that, we lead with trust. And that's why, our authenticity guarantee booth is over here. It's our number one, value prop, because ultimately if people don't trust the product that they're getting, they're never really going to support the platform. And then the other thing we try to lead with is community. We spent a lot of time engaging through social media, at eBay Sneakers and on our platforms with the community. But the last, I would say, year and a half, getting back out to sneaker cons and different events and being able to engage with the community, but also, being able to engage with our sellers and, get back to telling their stories. We're fortunate that, as OGs in the sneaker resale space, we have a lot of people who have eBay stories, but now it's like a whole nother generation that we want to create those stories with.
So one of the things that I desperately wanted to talk to you about coming here today was eBay Top Star. I am a new member of eBay Top Star.
Congratulations.
I applied in 2019. I'm not gonna lie to you, Gary. I thought that it was a myth. I think it was actually Evan that told me to apply. My camera guy, the guy behind the camera, big shouts to Ev. He told me to apply, got me to do it, and I was like, this feels a little too good to be true.
Yeah.
It's a little too good to be true, but now that I'm in it and I'm seeing what it is, it's really dope. But it also seems like you guys are sort of opening it up a little bit more in recent months, I've noticed. And I wanted to kind of see what the thought process was behind Top Star as a program, and whether there is a big Top Star push coming from you guys.
Yeah, I think, Top Star is an amazing program. It's one of the programs that when we looked at what can we do to further engage the community, and you're going to hear me say the word community a lot, it's like, how can we do something that's not happening right now in the space? And, what we wanted to do was reward our best, customers, our best buyers, and really create almost like a VIP experience around eBay Sneakers. So, we do the, exclusive retail drops. We do, a number of in-person and online engagements, events that allow people to connect. And we also have like VIP service, very like high-touch service that allows people to, get resolution on any customer service issues or challenges that they may have. But ultimately, like, when we looked at the program, we were saying, hey, this is amazing. And I think when you look at the growth that we have over like the first, like, I would say year or two at Top Star, we basically said, okay, everyone not only is loving the experience, the organic nature of people inquiring about Top Star was pretty phenomenal. So you were saying you thought it was a myth. I like to say that since I've taken over this role, I've had so many people, so many distant cousins reach out to me and like, hey G, it's good to hear from you, man. Congratulations on a role. Hey, want to talk to you really quickly about this whole Top Star thing. How do I get access to Top Star? Can you hook that up, my man? And I think people were hearing about it, and it's truly an example of a program that, the word of mouth spread so hard that we were just like, hey, what does it look like to scale it? And how do we work with our top sellers, and how do we work with our events team to build out just an experience that we think will push forward, that really VIP, loyal customer experience.
Switching gears a little bit, I want to talk to you real quick about the overall current of the sneaker market right now. I feel like I said, when we came in like 2019, 2020, like things really picked up at a rapid pace that I'm not sure that a lot of folks were actually ready for, as far as like the brands, the sneaker brands.
It got hot.
Man, like,
it got hot.
Man, so I feel like now we're starting to see that reset a little bit, right? There's like a little cooling off period of sorts. And I'm wondering what that looks like on eBay's end as a secondary market space. Like, are you seeing people go with like more particular buys now, or people like selling different things? Like, are you seeing more variety in sneakers these days? Like,
yeah, I would say, I think like what we're seeing is you're always going to have sort of like people buying those core styles that everyone wants. Like, you know, right now the biggest style, you know, what is it, November 12th? The biggest style is everyone's looking forward to this Lost and Found. Everybody wants early access. I didn't get early access, unfortunately.
I didn't either.
But everybody wants that, right? So you're still going to have those core styles. But one of the things that like I've been most excited about over the last, I would say, 2 or 3 years is the newness that I see in the space. Collaborations have been huge. Like before, when we were talking about us both being like DMV guys, and like how New Balance has always been like a thing where we're from, right? I'm from B-More, you're in DC. Like New Balance has always been a brand that, you know, we're rocked heavily. But then you look at what Joe has been doing with them, Joe Fresh Goods, and then if you look at what like, ALD or Salehi has done with them, like the newness and the design and the freshness over the last few years, I think has forced people to have different brands in their consideration set.
Yeah.
While you're always going to have those core Nike, you know, Jordan, Adidas styles, Puma styles, now all of a sudden like brands like Solomon have come with like some crazy heat the last year. And then I'm also seeing like those core brands of Nike and Adidas doing just amazing collaborations as well. Like, I love everything James and I'm a Manier team are doing.
So
you know, like earlier this year we had a chance to connect with Earl and Olajuwon, the guys at Eastside Golf, and then they dropped their, you know, Jordan collab this weekend, which is amazing. So the newness that you're seeing not only within like, I would say those brands that may not have historically been in a consideration set for sneakerheads, but also the newness that you're seeing within those sort of like stalwart staple brands of like Nike, Jordan, Adidas, you know, Puma and New Balance has been amazing.
I want to talk about sort of the future for eBay and what you guys are thinking about moving forward. One of the things that has always been interesting to me is that like eBay is a huge platform. There are all these different things that you can go in there and buy, PS5s, yard gear, like watches, whatever it is that you want to buy. Like you'll find it on eBay. But I feel like sneakers has kind of grown into its own sort of branch, and maybe that's just me being a little too close to it.
Yeah.
But have you guys ever envisioned potentially like having eBay sneakers be its own sort of arm of eBay, or its own sort of offshoot in terms of like maybe an app or something like that? Or like, is there any thought to maybe like branching it off in any sort of way?
Yeah, I think right now there's not a current plans to do, and there's currently not a plan to do sort of like our own app. But I think that being said, what we want to do is just keep listening to the community. So, you know, one of the things that we love about Topstar is that while it's not sort of on its own app, it is its own experience, you know, and we want to make sure that we can create, whether in person or online, create experiences that feel unique and right. The other thing that we're always doing is looking at our platform and saying, how do we make it easier for people to engage and feel like eBay is like the most, I would say, inclusive site for shopping. So whether that means like men's shoes, women's shoes, children's, grade school, like we realize that full family, you know, in sneaker culture is something that like goes across the full family. How do we just make sure that everyone can have the best experience they can, and it feel like, hey, it's not only do I see myself represented in the marketing and in the campaigns that eBay does, but when I get to the platform, is it easy for me to shop? And how do I take this massive platform that sells everything from, you know, trading cards to tires to sneakers to cars and boats, but when I come there to shop for sneakers, I feel like, hey, I'm on a platform that is made for me to shop for sneakers, and that's what we're aiming to do. So, you know, but candidly, we have discussions about everything, and I think it's on it's on me and the team's job to have discussions about like what does the future look like. So, but what I can say is but what I can also say is that as we, continue to show up, what we want to do is make sure that people feel that embrace of sneaker culture on eBay, either in person or on our platform. So what we want to do is just like continue to show up in the right way, and the way we do that is by just like staying close to the community. We listen to the community, like we really do listen to the community. You'll see me around here today, like I'll have 10, 20 sidebar conversations, and it's people saying, hey, what if you did this? I had this experience. I would love if we could like focus on this next time. And we really do take that feedback. So as people have that feedback on what their experiences with engaging on our platform, what they think makes sense for us, like we're going to take that and go back and make sure we can lay out a strategy and a plan, because sneaker culture is a big piece of what we believe will introduce the next generation of people to eBay. And we also know that eBay plays a big role in sneaker culture because we've been in this game since '95, and a lot of people haven't. So we want to make sure that, as the OGs in this space, we're doing the right things by the community. So we're going to keep our ear to the ground and just keep doing the right stuff.
Dope. Hey, y'all heard the man. Hey, if you see him in the street and you got something to say it.
Say it. And trust me, if you see me in the street, like, if I'm not coming correct, say it. Like I know what standard I have to hold up here now. Yeah.
All right, well look, Garry, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Thank you, family.
Absolutely.